아이 로봇 아이작 아시모브 Calvin felt she could not pass the ordeal for the third time. Her mind had contemplated it on and rejected it on intensity that left no city. She could face the unending fight, the repetitious robot no more. So Bogot asked the question now, while she sat aside, eyes and mind half closed. Number 14 came in. 49 to go. Bogot looked up from the guide seat and said, "What's your number in line?" 14, sir. The robot presented his numbered ticket. "Sit down, boy," Bogot asked. "You haven't been here before on this day?" "No, sir." "Well, boy, you are going to have another man in danger of harm soon after you are through here. In fact, when you leave this room, you will be led to a store where you will wait quietly till you are needed. Do you understand?" "Yes, sir." "Now, naturally, if a man in danger of harm, you will try to save him." "Natural, sir. Unfortunately, between the man and yourself, there will be a gamma ray field." Silence. "Do you know what gamma rays are?" asked Bogus sharply. "Energy radiation, sir." The next question came in a friendly, offhand manner. "Ever work with gamma ray?" "No, sir." The answer was definite. Boy, gamma ray will kill you instantly. They will destroy your brain. That's a fact you must know and remember. Naturally, you don't want to destroy yourself. Naturally. Again, the robot seemed shocked. Then slowly, but surely, if the gamma rays are between myself and the master, they may be harmed. How can I save him? I would be destroying myself to no purpose. Yes, that is that. Burgos seemed concerned about the matter. The only thing I can advise for is that if you detect the gamma radiation between yourself and the man, you may as well sit where you are. The robots are openly relieved. Thank you, sir. There wouldn't be any use, would there? Of course not. But if there weren't any dangerous radiation, that would be a different matter. Natural, sir. No question of that. You may leave now. The man on the other side of the door will lead you to your store. Please wait there. He turned to Susan Calvin, where the robot left. How did that go, Susan?" "Very well," she said dully. "Do you think we could catch nest 10 by quick questioning on aesthetic physics?" "Perhaps, but it's not sure enough." Her hands lay loosely in her lap. "Remember, he's fighting us. He's on his guard. The only way we can catch him is to outsmart him. And within his limitation, he can think much more quickly than a human being. Well, just for fun, suppose I ask the robot from now on a few questions on gamma ray wavelength limit, for instance." "No." Dr. Kevin's eyes sparkled to life. "It would be too easy for him to deny knowledge, and then he'd be warned against the test that's coming up, which is our real chance. Please follow the questions I've indicated. Better than don't improvise. It's just within the bound of risk to ask them if they've ever worked with gamma rays, and try to sound even less interested than you do when you ask it." Bogle shrugged and pressed the buzzer that allowed entrance of number 15. The large radiation room was in readiness once more. The robot waited patiently in their wooden cell, all open to the center, but closed off from each other. Major General Connor mopped his brow slowly in a large handkerchiefs while Dr. Kelvin checked the last detail with Black. You are sure now? She demanded. The owner of the robot have had a chance to talk with each other after leaving the orientation room. Absolutely, sir, insisted Black. There's not been a word exchanged. And the robots are put in the proper stall. Here's the flag. The psychologist looked at it sorrowfully. The general peered over her shoulder. What's the idea of the arrangement, Dr. Kelvin? I've asked to have those robots that appeared even slightly out of the true in the previous test concentrate on their side of the circle. I'm going to be sitting in the center myself this time, and I wanted to watch those particularly. You are going to be sitting there, exclaimed Bogart. Why not? She demanded coldly. What I expect to see, maybe something quite momentary. I can't risk having anyone else as main observer. Peter, you will be in the observing booth, and I want you to keep your eye on the opposite side of the circle. General Kennel, I've arranged for motion pictures to be taken of each robot in case visual observation isn't enough. If there are required, the robots are to remain exactly where they are until the pictures are developed and studied. None must leave, none must change place. Is that clear? Perfectly. Then let's try this one last time. Susan Calvin sat in the chair, silent, eye restless. A weight dropped, crashed downward, then pounded aside at the last moment under the synchronized thumb of a sudden force beam. And a thin robot jerked upright, then took 2 steps and stopped. But Dr. Kelvin's was upright, and a finger pointed to him sharply. Nestor 10, come here, she cried. Come here, come here. Slowly, reluctantly, the robot took another step forward. The psychologist shouted at the top of her voice without taking her eyes from the robot. Get every other robot out of this place. Somebody get them out quickly and keep them out. Somehow within reach of her ears there was a noise and the thud of hard feet up the floor. She did not look away. Nestor 10, Ifrito Nestor 10 took another step, and then, under force of her imperious gesture, 2 more. He was only 10 feet away. Then he spoke harshly. I have been told to be lost. Another stop. I must not disobey. They have not found me so far. He would think me a failure. He told me, but it's not so. I am powerful and intelligent. The words came in spurt. Another step. I know a good deal. He would think, I mean, I've been found disgraceful. Not I. I am intelligent, and by just a master. Who is weak, slow. Another step, and one metal arm flew out suddenly to her shoulder, and she felt a weight bearing her down. Her throat constricted, and she felt a shriek tear through. Dimly, she heard Nestor tell next word. No one must find me. No, master. And the cold metal was against her, and she was sinking under the weight of it. And then a queer metallic sound, and she was on the ground with her unfelt thumb, and the gleaming arm was heavy across her body. It did not move. No, did Nestor 10, who sprawled beside her. And now pace were bending over her. General Black was gasping. Are you hurt, Dr. Kelvin? She shook her head feebly. They pried the arm off her and lifted her gently to her feet. What happened? Black said. I bashed the place of gamma rays for 5 seconds. We didn't know what was happening. It was until the last second that we realized he was attacking you. And then there was no time for anything but the gamma field. He went down in an instant. That wasn't enough to harm you though. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried. She closed her eye and leaned for a moment after his shoulder. I don't think I was attacked exactly. No, Stan was simply trying to do so. What was left of the first row was still holding him back. Susan Kelvin and Peter Berger, 2 weeks after their first meeting with Major General Cannell, have had their last. Work at Hyperbase had been resumed. The trading ship, with its 62 normal S2s, was going to wherever it was bound. It officially imposed a story to explain its 2 weeks delay. The government cruiser was making ready to carry the 2 roboticists back to Earth. Keller was once again gleam in dress uniform, his white gloves shone as he shook hands. Calvin said, "The other modified nesters are, of course, to be destroyed. That'll be. We'll make a shift with normal load. If necessary, do it out. Good. But tell me, you haven't explained how was it done?" She smiled tightly. "Oh, that. I would have told you in advance if I'd been more certain of its working. You see, Destin had a superiority complex that was becoming more radical all the time. He liked to think that he and other robots knew more than human beings. It was becoming very important for him to think so. We knew that, so we warned every robot in advance that gamma ray would kill them, which it would, and we further warned them all the gamma rays would be between them and myself, so they all stayed where they were naturally. By Nestor 10's own logic in the previous test, they had all decided that there was no point trying to save human beings if they were sure to die before they could do it. Well, yes, Dr. Kelvin, I understand that. But why did Nestor 10 himself leave his seat? That was a little arrangement between myself and your young Mr. Black. You see, it wasn't the gamma rays that flooded the area between myself and the robot, but infrared rays. Just ordinary heat rays, absolutely harmless. Nastan knew they were infrared and harmless, and so he began to dash out, as he expected the rest to do. On the first row compulsion, it was only a fraction of a second too late that he remembered that the normal NS2s could detect radiation, but could not identify the type, that he himself could only identify wavelengths by virtue of the training he had received at hyperbase on the mere human beings, was a little too humiliating to remember for just a moment. To tell normal robots that area was fatal because we had told them it would be, and only Nestor 10 know we were lying. And just for a moment, he forgot, or didn't want to remember. When other robots might be more ignorant than human beings, his very superiority caught him. Goodbye, General.